Let's listen to Newt talk about DeSantis. Let's get back to him. He sums up what I've been trying to say about the Republican Party pretty good.
He's very, very smart. He clearly did very well at Yale. He is clearly capable of thinking about big ideas. But, you know, Ronald Reagan was probably equally smart, but he also understood that he had to communicate so that everyday folks understood it. One of Trump's great advantages is he talks at a level where third, fourth, and fifth grade educations can say, oh, yeah, I get that. I understand it.
That's what they're celebrating. They celebrated that their leading guy, can talk at a third, fourth, and fifth grade level, right? This dude who left his wife on her deathbed for his mistress has cracked the code of the Republican Party. And it goes back to, you know, no matter how little we think of the chuds, no matter how little we think of people that vote Republican, it's nothing compared to how little these guys think of them, right? The people that are exploiting them. Look, just for back in, you guys remember when they elected George Bush, they said, oh yeah, he's a guy you could have a steak with. That's why we like him. You could have a steak with him. I think he was sober back then, but you could have a beer, but you could have a steak. For the love of God, I don't want a president that can explain complex issues at a third grade level. I don't want a president that I go have a steak with and talk about dick jokes to. I want a president that's smart, that's bright, that knows how to solve problems, that has ideas. I mean, this guy right here, all he's talking about is the cult of personality. He's saying Trump is better than DeSantis, even though DeSantis went to Harvard, went to Yale. Trump is better at DeSantis than talking to stupid people. That's all this is he's saying.
Third, fourth, and fifth grade advantages is he talks at a level where third, fourth, and fifth grade educations can say, oh, yeah, I get that. I understand.
You understand? Like, that's all he's not saying. He's not saying Trump or DeSantis are going to try to fix anything, right? They're just going to keep this perpetual culture war going until we all die in hellfire. But what he's saying is, in this cult of personality that we've cultivated as a party, in this cult of personality, Trump's better at talking to the idiots than a guy who went to Harvard or went to Yale. I mean, that's quite a flex. A flex, if you will. Speaking of dumb people, let's listen to Miss GED.
I left a prescription at a pharmacy once. I went to get birth control, and I was there at the counter and went to pay for it, and the price was very, very high. I said, wow, is this a 3-6-month prescription? No, ma'am, this is 1 month. And I said, it's cheaper to have a kid. And I left it there, and now I have my third son, Caden Boebert, and so it turned out to be a really great thing.
Her point, the point she's making right here. So they had this guy here to lower prescription prices, right? This is her hearing. She should be like, oh my. So she should be like, look, I went through this terrible experience where I tried to get a prescription. Could have changed my life. Could have changed my life. I would have never run into Ted Cruz while I was escorted. Even as successful as she is, that's still a good go back to the future and change my life moment. But her takeaway from this is that somehow raising 3 kids, or if it's the third kid, is somehow cheaper than birth control. And that's not even true under, like, you know, the under Obamacare, you can get birth control for like $5, which Colorado's expanded to. So her takeaway is, oh, good, you know. Her takeaway from lower prescription is, I've fucking popped out 3 kids who's now popped out 1, and I'm a grandma. Third, fourth, fifth grade reading levels. That's who we want to be talking to. Right? And when you are at a third, fourth, fifth grade reading level, you can make money off these people even when you lose 20 times. How many times has old Carly Lake here lost this election? So, Newt Gingrich, listening to him, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade reading level. When people are at that you represent, you can do shit like this.
The media's lost their collective mind, have they not?
Yeah. They're living on planet crazy, and I don't frankly want to be on that same planet with them because they've lost their minds. You know, they'll say anything. It shows you how desperate they are. They're just completely desperate right now.
This lady lost an election. She lost an election, 3 years ago now, right? More than 3 years? She's been slapped down 20 plus times. Every time she comes out, all she does is ask for more money. And she says, we live on planet crazy and...
They're just completely desperate right now.
Completely desperate right now. 20 court hearings. Planet crazy. Completely desperate. You understand what this is what the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade reading level is. You can't get away with that shit. People are on to you. If they have any form of critical thinking, they're not going to send you more money. Carrie Lake. So Fox News. Wait, is Fox News being boycotted by the right now too? I think it might be. I think it's the Bud Light of the right or whatever. They ran a story that veterans were being kicked out of a place to stay so that immigrants could be put there. They didn't follow up. They didn't look for any fair and balanced. They didn't look for any, any evidence of this. Let the story run a week. Chuds ran with it all over Twitter. They're kicking our veterans out. They're kicking our veterans out for illegals. Well, what happened to that story?
Today as it was 50 years ago.
Sadly.
We want to update you.
Hold on. After a story about how, there's enough Karen calling. Because Karen is a racist term now, if you call a white woman a Karen. I believe Matt Walsh went off about it. And I haven't had a tweet go crazy for a while. That one got like a couple thousand retweets when I was like, you sound like a real Karen right now. So following the story about Karens, following a story about victimhood, right? The victimhood of white women in the suburbs. Now we get a follow-up to a story they lied about for a week.
Today as it was 50 years ago.
Sadly.
We want to update you on reports last week claiming that upstate hotels in Orange and Rockland counties, including the Crossroads Hotel, evicted a group of homeless veterans. We've since learned that veterans advocates misled local officials,
Lied.
and it now turns out that those eviction claims were false. We wanted to update you on this story and make sure that the record was set straight.
A week
More as we
later.
get it.
Misled.
Now coming up, a sneak peek, guys, of my new Fox Nation series,
goodness.
Weapons of War. I'll tell you all about this moment.
We lied about veterans. Misled veterans. Maybe we are in a simulation. This shit can't be real. This is like AI trying to figure it out, right? We misled you for a week. Misled, which is lied, about veterans being kicked out for illegal immigrants. Lied about it for a week. Now watch me in a tank. Because I too love
Now
veterans.
coming up, a sneak peek, guys, of my new Fox Nation series,
goodness.
Weapons of War.
There's women fighting Ukraine right now to keep their country. And weapons of war, this is the face you get. We're talking about raising the debt ceiling. They're not going to raise the debt ceiling. Army propaganda right here. Because that's the face you should have in a tank.